G'day folks, Wren here, and today we're going to do an autumn reset. Calling it an autumn reset is kind of misleading because it's not exactly setting up for autumn. It's really just cleaning up all of the stuff that I didn't do in summer. And I have a lot to do. So I have been having a really rough mental health time lately. Basically ever since I got back from England, I haven't been feeling great. So I just need to go back to England and see Kirsty, obviously. Unfortunately, I don't have the money for that. So I just gotta fix myself while I'm here. So I have so many things to do. I'm not gonna pressure myself to do them all today. I need to get some stuff done today because just everything around me is gross because I've just let things pile up and pile up. And so because my surroundings are gross, I feel gross. And then it's just this never-ending cycle of grossness, and I need to pick myself up and get out of this mess because it's impacting my mental health. I need to do something about it. And I figured the only way to get myself to actually do something I need to do is to film it. So, we're filming me getting stuff done. I've made up a little non-cute list of what I want to do. So I've split it into 3 categories, the CPCs, if you will. So the first C is clean. So this is just getting all of those little tasks done that I need to. This is mainly cleaning things in my old bedroom. I say old bedroom, I'm still in that bedroom. Clean is mainly cleaning things in my bedroom in the big house. So I'm currently in my bedroom in my house, which is so messy. Let me just point you down so you can see. So that's kind of what I'm standing in. Most of this is just I am slowly moving things into this house, and this bedroom is the only room apart from the bathroom that is completely finished. So my kitchen and lounge room and stuff, that is all mostly done, but there's a few small things that need to be done before they're complete, and so I don't want to move any of my stuff into those areas because they'll just get super dusty. So everything's piled in here, but I'm ignoring this for today because this is messy, but it's not unclean. Messy and dusty, that's fine. Whereas the bedroom in the big house is dirty because I just haven't been cleaning it for basically ever since I got back from the UK. I haven't cleaned that bedroom and it's really gross. So cleaning up things in that bedroom, doing a few little things in this house that just I've let fall by the wayside. So the next category is plan. So this relates to just not necessarily doing YouTube things, just more planning things in my life. So almost admin stuff that I just haven't been doing lately. And there is some YouTube things in here as well because I have really not been putting any effort into my YouTube lately because I'm just so stressed with everything else that I'm oh, I don't need to deal with YouTube. Even though YouTube is where I find a lot of joy. I'm just in a really weird headspace lately, so things aren't getting done, but some are. So I'm slowly clawing my way back to the surface, so I'm getting stuff done. Then the last category is calm. This is just more checking in with myself and doing things for myself that are gonna make me feel good or feel more centered. Not outside things, so not cleaning things to make me feel better, it's stuff within me. So it could be things like just washing my hair, doing some really intense skincare, journaling, or doing some kind of gratitude thing, or doing some kind of exercise, more so yoga than cardio. We're thinking more just slow, intentional things that are for my mind and my body and to just make me feel like me again a little bit. So doing a bunch of those things. But basically the way I kind of organized how this was all going to happen was on the back of this piece of paper, because I'm a lover of scrap paper. So on this side of the paper, I wrote down last night, I wrote down a bunch of things I really wanted to get done either today or this coming week, because today is Sunday. Last night, it was just like a brain dump. That's a really good way to start these kind of intentional things, because I've done a few of these in the past and they always work really well for me. Don't know if they'll work for you, but they work well for me. Brain dump of just all the things that I can think of that I would like to get done, I've been meaning to get done for several weeks, things that would be good if I did them now, would save me time later on. Anything and everything. Then this morning, I also wrote down a few other things that I might have the energy for. And then I looked at these and I'm like, okay, I know what some of the important ones are. I know what some of the ones that I can kind of do simultaneously. So things like that of just building a kind of momentum. So then categorizing. So on the other side of the page is where I did all of my categories. So then splitting it into those 3 categories, and I was like, okay, now time to see where I'm at. So I have a lot of chronic health issues and mental health issues, so I need to kind of constantly be checking in with myself to be like, how much energy do I have today? But also, what am I doing in the next few days that might require more energy? So if I was doing a lot of stuff tomorrow and the next day, then I wouldn't be doing this today, because I know that all the stuff I want to get done today is going to take a lot out of me and I'll need those energy reserves for the next 2 days. By evaluating what I'm capable of today with myself today, I know I'm feeling pretty okay. I can get some stuff done. Now that I know I can do stuff today, I'm like, okay, I can put into these categories what I mainly want to focus on today. Not all of the things on this side of the page made it to this side, because I also know what's realistic to be done in a single day. So knowing the time constraints of some of these is really, really important. So I tried to make it manageable. The plan section is a little bit longer than maybe I wanted, but that's fine. I didn't want to make this pretty. If I made the commitment to make this look really aesthetically pleasing, I would spend 2 hours doing this instead of doing the things on the list. So we've just got a scrap piece of paper. I've written it all in pencil. It's a little messy. The paper's been crinkled up, but it's functional, and that's what I need today. I need things to function well. So let's get going. So first up on my task list was to do some laundry. I always like to start with laundry because that can just be going while you're doing so many other things. So I started a load. I had about 2 or 3 loads to do, in all honesty, but we're starting with this first one. And if you see me shaking out all my clothes, it's because I have a dog and he likes to just share himself all over the place, so there is so much dog hair on all the things I own. So I always give them a good shake before I put them in the washing machine. And isn't it just funny that my washing machine has a light? The light does turn off, but I always find it so funny that there's a light in there. Next up is some dishes. Now, with this new house, I have been washing absolutely everything that I have bought. I buy things new, I buy things secondhand, and I wash all of them before I put them into my house. But I have also accumulated some dishes as well because I just kind of hang out in the new house as much as possible. So I am cleaning my water bottle because, oh boy, I have not done that in so long, and I finally found a straw cleaner because I knew I had some in the house somewhere, but I couldn't remember where, so I finally found it so I could finally wash that drink bottle. But giving everything a good wash here, and yes, I have a scrub daddy. My nieces were so enthused that I had a scrub daddy. It was kind of hilarious. But I'm so glad to have such a big sink. When I built this house, I knew I had to have all the things I had ever kind of dreamed of, and a big sink was one of them, especially with a tap that has a extendable hose. Oh, it is just the thing of dreams. See there, I was scraping off a sticker because I had just bought this tray and it needed a good wash, and I thought instead of trying to just peel off the sticker, I'll just wash it off. So now taking out the laundry, my mother actually found me this laundry basket, and at first I didn't really want it, but then it just fits so perfectly once I scrunched it all up and put it in one of my cabinets that I'm just obsessed with it. That was about the point where I found a whole bunch of sand in the bottom of my laundry basket, because everything in there was from when I went on a cruise and we walked through a bunch of sand dunes, so sand just got in absolutely everything. So now just hanging out that load. I don't have a dryer in my house. I never really wanted one. I didn't really have one in my old house, so I don't need one in this house. But just hanging everything up, and I'm joined by Chopper. Gotta give him some good loves. If you see, he's gone in that plant there. Going under that green plant is one of his favorite things, and he usually starts digging a hole under there. It's absolutely adorable, and sometimes I would just stand there and watch him dig a hole. It's adorable. So next up, I'm doing some planning. This is my 2024 calendar. It is the Cryptid Club calendar by Sarah Anderson. This was from a graphic novel that I read in 2023 and absolutely loved. And then I'm just pointing out this little bookmark here because this is from Chelsea Zhao's Patreon. So freaking cute. So these are the 3 planners that I use. I have my whiteboard calendar, I have my physical calendar, and then I have my Google calendar. I use all these 3 in conjunction, some for different things, some for others. So I'm filling out the whiteboard one now. This one is going to stay at my desk, and it'll have kind of everything on there that I do, just I won't have times written on there. So I will have all the videos that I want to post in the month. It'll have all of the readathons that are happening in that month. It'll have some appointments that I have or that my dad has or my nieces have that I need to be in attendance for. It'll have plans I have with friends, or it'll have events that I want to go to, or gym sessions. Absolutely everything that is going to take up my time, I'm putting it on this calendar so I always have access to it. Now I go through my Google Calendar a lot as well because that is where I get all of my details for what I'm doing in the month, because this is the one I have on my phone and I can take it with me wherever I go. Then this physical calendar, this is going to go in my kitchen, and this one is a little bit more loosey-goosey. I'm not putting in any YouTube things in here. This is purely for events and appointments and things that are a bit more time sensitive. So now I'm just making some lunch, and I figure the best way to get me to eat something slightly healthier is to film it. So that's what I'm doing. I just pulled out a bunch of random things from my cupboards and kind of put something together. It actually tasted very nice. This hummus is a sweet potato and cashew hummus. It is absolutely amazing. I love it so much. Then I just cut up a cucumber and I realized pretty quickly that I was using the wrong knife and I should have changed, but that would require me having to do more dishes. Then I cut up some cheese as well, and a certain someone always knows when there is cheese around, because he's standing right behind me. He absolutely loves cheese. I don't give it to him often, but I do use it whenever he needs medication, and he absolutely loves it. Which, fair, cheese is amazing. I decided not to use the salmon slices because the sandwich was already pretty intense. But gotta say, it was really, really tasty. Next up, this is my new TBR crate. I've had this crate for a while now and I didn't know what I was going to do with it, so I decided I'm just going to put my TBR books in there and they will stay on my desk. Now this is just my March TBR, but there are some other books in there of like books that I've started and haven't finished, so I've put them in there as well. Now this is about the time that I decided, you know what, why don't we just move into the house today? So I did that. So I took all of the food I had from the big house and I started moving it into my house, which is what I'm doing now. And I mean, can you tell that I really love the home edit? Because of all of the containers that I have. I found this so much fun to do, to put everything into containers and figure out little categories for everything. It was a good time. I love organizational stuff. Now you might notice that there are some wires hanging out at the back there and things look unfinished in the kitchen. It's because at that point they were unfinished. But things were happening within a few days of this, so I felt that it was an okay time to move in because I didn't need anything that was unfinished. So nothing was dangerous at all, everything was very, very safe, and I wasn't going to use any plugs that were exposed, so everything was actually totally okay for me moving in, so I hope no one was too worried about that. Then I decided to do my budget. So I have been really obsessed with watching cash stuffing reels on Instagram, and I decided I wanted to do that as well. So with cash stuffing, it is budgeting with only using cash, but you do it in these particular little envelopes and you have a lot of savings challenges and you just budget everything this way. So that's kind of what I decided to do. I made all of these templates on Canva based on what I had seen on Instagram, and I decided to, just give it a go, because I have always wanted to do budgeting things, but I get so just overwhelmed with it all being online. So I really like physical representations of things. So I felt like this was a good idea. So these ones are just the savings challenges and emergency funds and stuff like that. So we have a $20 challenge, a $10 challenge, a $5 challenge, and a coin counter challenge. For me, this just means that whatever I have left over after the 2 weeks of my pay schedule, then I would put them into those challenges if they fit. The other one I have is a Greece saving trip because I'm going to Greece next year, and an emergency fund because you always need an emergency fund in life. Then the next one is a 100 envelopes challenge where you just try and fill 100 envelopes from 1 to 100 and you put in the amount of money that number is. So for the first envelope you put in $1 and for the 100th you put in 100. You get my drift. So I set up all of those as best I could. The binders for these are coming soon, but I just have all the envelopes as of right now. So next up, this is where all of my cash for the weeks will be. So first I have my groceries envelope, then my petrol envelope, then eating out, we have fun, and lastly household. So I will put my money for the next 2 weeks into all of these envelopes. So this is all the money that I've allocated for the next 2 weeks to use here. So for household, I allocated $50. For fun, I allocated $150. For eating out, I allocated $100. For petrol, I allocated $100. And for groceries, I allocated $200, but as I had already gone shopping earlier that day, I had some change left over. So I put in the change and then what I would have left. Then the rest of this money is going into my sinking funds. So sinking funds are kind of things you are saving for, or things that come about in life that you need money for. So I have a vet envelope, an England envelope, a tattoo envelope, and a car envelope. So these are all things I need money for in the future, and I might as well start saving for all of it now. So for car, I put in $50 because I think I'm going to need new tires soon, so needed that. For tattoo, I put in $40. I want to get another tattoo this year. England got $30. I'll be going to England maybe next year. And for the vet, also got $30 because vet bills are no joke. Okay, so I am just going to do a quick little wrap up of this autumn reset thing that I was doing. Here's the list. Let me just quickly go through it. So for the cleaning section, I wanted to wash and change my sheets. I did one of those. I washed my sheets. I did not change them though. I wanted to do my laundry, which I've done. I needed to clean my water bottle, which is done. I needed to clean my night guard, which is done. And I wanted to do my dishes. So all of that was completed. So the reason that it doesn't matter that I didn't put new sheets on my bed is because partway through today, I decided to move into my house. So if you don't know, I've built it's not a tiny house, but I built a small unit out the back of my parents' house because I am my dad's carer, so I need to be close, but living with your parents is a nightmare. So I built a house. It's not completely finished just yet. You can hear the echoes. There's no furniture in this room, but it's near enough finished that I could move in. I didn't want to move in just yet. I wanted to wait a little bit longer, but I was like, well, saves me having to put sheets on that bed. That was my reasoning, in all honesty. So I've actually done a lot more in the clean section. I swept and mopped my floors, I tidied up the bedroom, I organized my pantry. You would have seen all these little bits and things that I was doing, but that's what I was doing. I was moving into my house because I'm smart. So this is going to be the first night in my house, so we'll see how that goes. But anyway, onto the planning section, which I didn't get as much done as I wanted to. Maybe it was because I decided to move in, but it was also for other reasons. So I wanted to plan out my March Instagram content because that really worked for me in January, where I planned out what I was going to post and when, and then I didn't post anything in February. So social media works better for me when I have a plan. Then I was going to make a timetable of what I do on a daily basis for my mum because she requested one. I started doing that and then I realized I don't want to do it electronically. I'll just do it on a piece of paper and it'll be fine. So I'm going to do that instead, so I kind of scrapped doing that. I needed to do my literature thumbnail and post that video, which I did. It was a good time. Really glad that I did that. I was then going to edit my thick thighs vlog, and this didn't happen, but I wanted it to. But I completely forgot that I had to import the footage first. So that's basically what was happening in the background all day, was just files getting imported all day. It took so long. So that's kind of why I couldn't do other things. It was because this was always happening in the background. Lots of things didn't get done, but all of the footage is now imported. I wanted to do my budgeting today because I have been on such a cash stuffer kick lately that I just wanted to do it for myself, which I did do, and it feels amazing. I feel like I know what I'm doing with my money now, so I really hope that this is going to work out for me. Then I wanted to fill my TBR crate because this is still a book channel, which I did. And now it feels like there aren't enough books on there. I really need to not put any more because I have been kind of failing some of my TBRs lately, so I would really like to actually read the books I say I'm gonna read. Then the last thing in the planning section was to get on top of my NetGalley reviews, which I didn't do. Not at all. So this is gonna be something I need to do very soon, but it just didn't happen today. Then in the calm section, gotta be honest, I did not prioritize this at all. I was just too busy setting up the house, doing everything else, that I was like, I'm not a priority, which is not the way to go. Like, basically that thought of thinking is why this calm section is in there, because I keep putting myself at the lowest priority, and that's not healthy. So I need to work on this. So maybe the next time I do a kind of reset thing, I can really prioritize myself more. But out of the things that were on this list, I wanted to paint my nails, which I did. I don't know why I felt like white was the move, but that's what I did. I wanted to do a tarot spread with my mushroom deck that Paige got me, but I just didn't get around to doing this today, and I feel like I'm not in the right headspace to do it right now. So I would definitely want to wait until I'm more energetically inclined. Let's put it that way. I wanted to walk chop it today as well, but that did not happen. Like, I could have, but again, I was just doing too much stuff that I didn't prioritize him, which is sad. So I will definitely need to do that, hopefully tomorrow. And then the last thing in the calm section I wanted to do was a self-healing. So I have done a lot of classes and workshops and programs on energetic healing, and I've got my master's in it, which is very cool. And I got really good at it. I was feeling so good in myself when I was doing the healings on myself, and it was such an amazing time. But the past 8 months, I haven't been doing anything like that, and I'm definitely seeing the effects of that. I'm feeling less like myself. I'm not balanced or centered. I'm not focused. Like, everything is so chaotic, and that's why I wanted to do the self-healing. But again, I was just doing too many things today that I didn't get around to it. It's a little sad that I didn't get to those, but now I know where I need to improve. I need to prioritize myself. I am important. I need to take care of myself because I'm worth it. So I don't know if this is actually going to see the light of day, but filming it helped me to actually do some things. So if you're ever feeling like you're not motivated enough, pretend that you're going to film a video and upload it for the internet, and it'll hold you accountable, because that's what it did for me. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed following me as I did some stuff today that wasn't particularly bookish at all. I had planned to listen to an audiobook while I did things today, but it was too chaotic to pay attention to an audiobook, so there is no bookish content. Hopefully that's okay. I don't know, I liked doing this, so if you did, let me know and I can maybe do another one, because I need to do so many more things in life. and doing this really helped. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.